Hello everyone, my name's Ethan. This is my channel, Gringo Campesino. So I'm here on a sunny day at my farm. Unfortunately, we haven't had much rain in the last week. According to the local old folks calendar, kind of like a farmer's almanac in the US, if we don't get rain this week, we're going to have a long, dry spring. So I'm hoping to avoid that. Hopefully we'll get some rain this week. So today's topic is bees. So I have in the past, when I lived in Africa, I helped some local farmers expand their beehives, local apiaries, and those were all Africanized bees. Here in Colombia, there is a norm where you cannot have Africanized bees within 200 meters of habitation. So that is very unfortunate. I think the actual law says 100 meters, but either way, I have a community park just over the river from me, and that means they are within 50 meters of where I want to put my apiary. So I have had to pivot, and I've decided to focus on stingless bees, of which I am told there are close to 40 varieties here in Colombia of these native stingless bees. I just spoke with some friends of mine yesterday. Really cool couple here in the town where I live, and they have a business running beehives, both the Africanized in the mountains and local native bees in town and closer to habitation. So of the 30 plus, there are 3 to 5 that are relatively commonly managed, and though they produce much less honey, the honey is of greater quality, both in medicine and taste, and some of them produce, I just experienced it for the first time yesterday when I visited these friends. They produce this pollen that when you eat it, the pollen is almost like a really sweet cake, which is really cool, something I have never experienced before. So anyway, I am trying to plant and expand the number of flowers around my little courtyard here, so I can make sure that I can keep about 10 beehives right here. The small stingless bees, they're about the size of a housefly or smaller, so they cannot fly very far, so they're very limited with the amount of pollen they can collect and how far they can go to get it. So I'm trying to make this courtyard a little bit of a haven for the stingless bees, and I planted a few flowers today. I went out and bought a number of flowers over the weekend. So I've been planting them. Never really thought I'd be gardening flowers, but here I am, save the bees. So let me give you a quick look at what a stingless bee hive looks like. This is the one I'm going with because it is what is locally used. However, I've seen some really cool videos out of India modeling different styles that I think I'm going to try and use in the future. So stay tuned. I hope this will be a lengthy series, and if everything works out, I will be partnering up with this couple, this really cool couple I know here in town that has a business with beekeeping, and hopefully we can start selling it outside of this area to help the local farmers and expose the American market, and if not just the Colombian market, to the medicinal properties and the cool nature of this honey from these native bees. So let me switch over the camera and show you what the hive looks like. Okay, so I'm back. I have Paris here. He's going to be modeling my beehive. You can see behind him there's some flowers that were planted by the previous owner. I have some flowers that I hung up on the trellis. My wine grapes, my wine vines are growing pretty well. I have some pitaya right here. I have some improved guava, even though the ants keep on going after it. Planted a peach tree here. I can't remember what the name is in English. When my moringa, which is over there, starts flowering, that's going to have some flowers as well. Have planted some native trees that are fruiting. I moved an orchid from the field over to here that will flower hopefully soon. So I'm promoting flowers in this area, in this courtyard here. And the whole intention is to make sure that the stingless bees that I will house in this box and the multiple more boxes that I've made like it, they will enjoy hanging out in this area and produce some really nice honey. So both for consumption and for medicinal reasons. So I bought this beehive because the intention was I wanted something to copy. So I do have the skills and I have the tools, and so I copied this. I multiplied it by 5, so I have a total of 6 of these. Well, that's bad multiplication, but you know what I mean. I made 5 more. So the idea is, so this, when we want access, will come off. And the bees are entering this backside here. There's a little hole down here. So the bees enter, and they will make their eggs and pollen in this lower area. And so you can see these boxes are a little bit bigger. So this area will be for the eggs and pollen. The reason there are 2 is that makes it a little bit easier for me to split the colonies. When I have 2 or 3 eggs from future queens, I can put them into a new box and split the colony. And this upper section here has these smaller trays. I'm told this wire is not necessary, but it's nice that they put it on there. So there's a divider, this plastic divider. And so what that allows is these 3 top areas here, which are all the same size, they will house the honey. And the honey will be created in kind of like sacks, like marble-sized sacks of honey, which I can just take these out and extract these sacks of honey, put them into a bowl, and there will be enough honey left in this lower section to sustain the colony. So I can go in and I can take these upper 2, maybe a little part of this lower one, and constantly have a harvest. I don't know how frequently. We'll see. We'll see how many flowers there are here. So if there's enough to produce a lot of nectar. So I'm going to show you where I'm going to hang this. And hopefully in the near future, I will be making a video of transplanting some of these wild colonies that I found on the farm and moving them into my box here. So let me show you how it's built. Okay, so here is where I put together a small stand. Here is some pitaya, which is dragon fruit. That's going to have some nice flowers on it. Also, I have this flower right down here. I don't know what this is called, but I have some other flowers growing in the area. You can see where I am in relation to my house. So the idea is that the bees will have access on this side to this small hole here, and they will populate the lower section here, and it's close to the house, so I'm not going to have to worry about animals getting into it. There are some mammals that will go after the honey. I have it tied up there, so when the wind shakes this palm tree here, it's not going to fall off. For those of you that are concerned about me screwing directly into this palm tree, the vascular structure on palms is very different than trees with a cambium, so it should not hurt this palm in the slightest. So this is the first of what I hope is many, and the first video of what I hope is a long series on keeping stingless bees.